Hello and welcome to our AFT xStream Quick Start video tutorial series, Video 6. In this video, we are going to discuss how to use the Graph Results window to make helpful graphs from the model results. If you have not already, run the model to obtain results by clicking the Run Model button on the toolbar. Click the Graph Results button in the Solution Progress window after the solver finishes to go to the Graph Results window. If you are unfamiliar with creating graphs in AFT xStream, you can use the graph guide to walk you through the steps. We will use the graph guide to create a simple graph. From this model, there are three types of graphs available. A transient pipe graph, which shows how output values change over time at a specific pipe location. A transient junction graph, which shows how output values change over time at a specific junction. And a profile graph, which shows how output values change along a flow path. Note, with a profile graph, you can create an animated graph, which will show how a selected parameter changes throughout the specified flow length during the simulation time. Click the transient pipe graph type and follow the steps. If you would like to change the formatting of the graph, click the Formatting button to change fonts, text sizes, scaling, line styles, and colors. Or you can right-click on the chart, axis titles, or names to change those directly. You can toggle graph lines using the checkboxes in the legend. You can also create more than one graph at a time. Click the green plus icon at the bottom right to add a new graph tab. For this graph, we will create a plot to view the temperature, velocity, and Mach number at the system outlet. To create a stacked graph that uses a common x-axis, add a second parameter. Instead of making a stacked graph, you can add a parameter to the secondary y-axis. To move a parameter to the secondary y-axis, select the parameter and click the blue arrow pointing to the right to indent the parameter in the list. Add Mach number to the secondary y-axis on the second graph. We now have two plots stacked on top of each other. Static temperature on the top, velocity on the bottom, with the Mach number as a secondary axis. Now that we have created a quality graph, click the folder with the blue plus sign on the toolbar to save the graph for quick generation later. You can give the graph any name you like. You will notice that the borders turned dark green to identify that you successfully added the graph to the Graph List Manager. The color coding also shows which graph list item and parameters that the plot corresponds to, such as red for the transient pipe graphs. Make a formatting change by modifying the x-axis scaling. You will notice that the border changed from dark green to light green to indicate we changed a saved graph list item. To save these changes to the graph list item, click the folder with the green circle and checkmark. Note that the graph list items save to the model file. This means that AFT xStream does not save the new graph list items and changes to existing graph list items until you save the model. To demonstrate how to use the graph list items to quickly generate a saved graph, we are going to make a change to the model, run the model again to get new results, then use the graph list item to generate the graph. Note that the maximum temperature is about 1400 degrees Fahrenheit. Go back to the workspace and change the pressure of tank J1 to 500 psia and run the model again. We will not show the model runtime in this video for the sake of expediency. When the run has finished, go to the Graph Results window and double-click the graph list item to regenerate the same plot as before, now updated to the new results we just obtained. Note that the maximum temperature has decreased, as expected, and is now about 1300 degrees Fahrenheit. In summary, the Graph Results window provides easy-to-understand features to create detailed and customizable graphs. You can save these graphs for quick generation later when making updates to the model. Thank you for watching and feel free to refer to the other topics in our AFT xStream Quick Start video tutorial series.